Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZSN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. JJ Redick revealing the Lakers starting lineup so early into the process of the new season for the Los Angeles Lakers in 2024 and 2025 season. I want to get into what was his mindset and everything that went down in his sit down with Zach Lowe on his podcast, and just the idea of what his mindset that we think, or personally coming from me, is what we think what JJ Redick is up to going into training camp, which is happens after media day on October 1st. And we're going to get into all of that, what his mindset is and what he wants to see from this Lakers team heading into the new season of the NBA in 2024 and 2025 season, with the new unveiling of the new starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers going into the season. And I want to get into all that. But before anything, like always, please be sure to like this live stream. And of course, follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads as well. And I want to thank every single one of you for joining me on this live stream. It's been a while, but it's getting more closer now that we're going to be seeing more news, rumors, updates, speculations about the Lakers and their expectations going into this NBA season. I mean, like I mentioned, training camp begins on October 1st. Beforehand, on September 30th, the Lakers have media day. So we're going to hear what the players have to say when it comes to JJ Redick and their expectations going into the NBA season with the same roster that they had last season. So, it is going to be very interesting what they have to say about their experience of this offseason and everything that went down offseason when the Lakers did not make no moves in free agency. But obviously, when it comes down to it, the Lakers, due to the circumstances and the NBA rules, they have to deal with what they have in front of them. And it's unfortunate. And it's honestly like the first time ever in Lakers history that the Lakers have not made any moves in free agency to improve the roster. So this is the same roster that we're going into this NBA season with the unveiling of the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's not really a bit of a surprise of who was going to be in the starting lineup, but it's just good to know that JJ Redick wanted to announce it on the podcast on Zach Lowe's podcast. And according to the reports, JJ Redick unveiled the starting lineup, and it's going to be D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, and then you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, of course, in the starting lineup. So, this is not a surprise. This is not anything surprising to me. I'm not sure if it shocked any of you, but this is not a surprising selection for JJ Redick to make. Due to the circumstances of what we heard for the past couple of weeks now, with Vando still out due to injury, and he's working his way back to being part of the Lakers rotation. He's still a bit of a delay of his return. And then you have Christian Wood, who we already know that's going to be out for lengthy period, 8 weeks, but he has to be reevaluated after the fact to make sure that he's 100% ready to go to be part of the Lakers rotation. That's why they went after Christian Coloco when it came down to that signing. The only signing really that the Lakers have made that made some sort of sense in a way when it comes to the targets that we were looking for when it comes to finding another big. So the Lakers did good on that. But, just obviously the starting lineup was not a big surprise for me. But when it came down to it, I mean, the Lakers and the starting lineup with JJ Redick announcing it, I have to say, guys, this was a smart move by him. I mean, most coaches wait until like the NBA season begins, or maybe mid preseason, to announce the starting lineup. But due to the circumstances of what the roster is, you obviously have to pick the best player available to start for you. And that's what JJ Redick went. So it is a good lineup, in my opinion. JJ Redick even mentioned that he wanted to go with the same starting lineup that we had last season. So obviously he's taken a bit of the same rule book of what Darvin Ham had last year, but he did mention that he wants to see some improvement when it comes to the shooting efforts and the accuracy of the shooting. And the only flaw that I have on the Lakers when it comes to down to the starting lineup and the rotation really is that the Lakers ranked last in the NBA when it comes to offensive rebounding. So that's still the flaw the Lakers have on their plate when it comes to this roster, and due to it still being the same, it is still the possibility that we're still going to see some struggles from this Lakers team when it comes down to that particular area. But defensively, though, there is some efforts I have to say when it comes to what they bring to the table when it comes to the starting lineup. I mean, most of the defense comes from Anthony Davis, but we see a couple of times that LeBron James plays defense half the time, and maybe Rui half the time, but mostly he's more of a offensive guy. But lately, last season, not so much. But maybe he worked his skill set this off season, especially him playing in the Olympics along with LeBron and Anthony Davis on Team USA. So there is some possibility that we see some improvements from these particular players when it comes down to it. Then you have Austin Reaves and D'Angelo Russell, who, even though the pairing of these two in the starting lineup for me doesn't really work out, but at the same time, I mean, they do find a way to mesh well together when it comes to certain games and certain matchups. So, but either way, I mean, this was still a predictable starting lineup that I think it's the best route for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes down to it. Even though I would rather have LeBron James be in the power forward position, a small forward position, and have Rui Hachimura be in his pure position, and that is the power forward position. Because small forward, we saw a couple of times last season that he just didn't feel, comfortable being in that particular position. So, it is the situation, but at the same time, I mean, we all agree really that Anthony Davis is more of a power forward than he is a center, and we saw his first year with the Lakers when he played power forward that we won a championship because of him playing power forward. So there's a lot of scenarios that did not work out a couple of years, with how the rotation worked and what positions players played in. But at the same time, we also need to remember that this is a really good team and a good players that we have in the starting lineup because they can play multiple positions when it comes down to it. So they can vary half the time what certain positions they can play. I mean, even LeBron James said that he can play point guard. So we have a versatile, player that can play multiple positions along with Anthony Davis and even Rui Hachimura as well. And we can make the argument for Austin Reaves. Maybe he can play point guard half the time, but he's going to play shooting guard as well. So, but this is the starting lineup. This is the starting lineup that we have. And you guys listened to my last live stream. I even predicted that the Lakers were going to go with this particular starting lineup, and it was predictable overall. Really, I mean, when the Lakers not making any moves in the free agency market, we already knew who was the best player on this Lakers team that's going to get the starting lineups, and it's D'Angelo Russell, it's Austin Reaves, and Rui Hachimura. Even though I prefer really Vando being in the starting lineup because of his defensive side. Honestly, because of his defensive side, I think he will fit well next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. And for him to maybe have LeBron James be the small forward and him playing the power forward position will honestly play a big role of how the Lakers can really, play well against any team that they play against. So, but he's still coming back from injury, and there's still a timeline. We're not sure yet when he will potentially be 100% ready to go to play on day one for the Los Angeles Lakers, along with Christian Wood. So it's a bit of a question mark at the moment. So right now it's Rui Hachimura. I think I still like it, but at the same time, if I have to pick, defensively, I'll go with Vando when it comes down to that. So then you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James in the starting lineup. So it's a good move, move for JJ Redick to make that announcement on Zach Lowe's podcast. And, it still remains to be seen what will the rotation be like for the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, I personally kind of have an idea of how the rotation will look like. Obviously, Gabe Vincent's going to be the backup for D'Angelo Russell. And let's just hope this time around he'll be healthy, ready to go to really step up for the Lakers in their rotations. And, when it comes to his defensive side, which is the main reason why we signed him in the first place, it's because of his elite defensive side, what he brings when he was with the Miami Heat. So, and also his shooting. I mean, when it comes down to it, he was great for the Miami Heat when it came to his shooting and his defense. He's a 3-and-D type of, well, not really a 3-and-D. He's a defensive guard in a way. So, he'll be potentially backing up D'Angelo Russell, part of the second unit. And then Max Christie, I think his role is going to be very important going into this NBA season, especially how much he's getting paid after re-signing with the Lakers over the summer. So, he's going to have a big role on this Lakers team as well. Most likely he's going to be backing up Austin Reaves at the shooting guard position. Still remains to be seen about the small forward position. This a lot of I was just reading an article on Lakers Nation, and I think there was a part where for the small forward position is that Cam Reddish is going to be the guy that is potentially going to be backing up Rui Hachimura, coming off the bench at the small forward position, in which I personally don't really like that potential rotation. I personally want Dalton Connect, even though he is a rookie. I think he'll be ready to go on day one for a guy who has many years of experience playing on the college level. I believe he's 23, 24 years old. I mean, he has plenty of experience playing in the college level. So he has the idea of how to play on the NBA level, in my opinion. So with that being said, I mean, that's just a perfect idea for JJ Redick to really consider Dalton Connect being part of the second unit behind Rui Hachimura at the small forward position. And he can play multiple positions as well. I mean, he can play small forward. He can play also, shooting guard as well. So it can vary. I mean, he can play multiple positions, but, it's more likely that he could potentially be part of the rotation for the small forward position for the second unit. So I personally will want Dalton Connect, but at the moment, with how things are and maybe how the rotation is right now, I think, right now they're saying that Cam Reddish will be the guy coming off the bench, for the small forward position for the second unit. So, but if I had to pick who's going to be the sixth man coming off the bench, is either Max Christie or if it's going to be Dalton Connect. One of those two players, in my opinion, are the best options for the sixth man coming off the bench for the Los Angeles Lakers. But at the moment, that's the situation at the moment. But then when you have the power forward position, it's going to be Vando for sure. I mean, backing up LeBron James or Rui Hachimura in that particular position. So, and if he's healthy, ready to go on day one, he's going to bring a lot to the table for the Lakers defensively coming off the bench as well. So that is potential, scenario what we will see from the Los Angeles Lakers and their rotation, and what JJ wants to honestly, if he wants to keep the flow of how the Lakers played, last season, I think he's going to go with that particular mindset and that particular rotation. So Vando for sure is going to be a key for the Lakers defensively coming off the bench for sure. But you never know. Maybe if he's good enough, maybe he'll get a starting role and replacing Rui Hachimura, because of his defensive side. So, that could be a possibility. But, center position is a big question mark at the moment. Sure, we can automatically say Jackson Hayes will be the backup for Anthony Davis. But at the same time, we still don't know. I mean, who will potentially be backing up Anthony Davis at the either center, or if somehow, things change and, maybe, I mean, even though he announced it, JJ Redick announced the starting lineup, there's still a potential maybe things may change. You never know. I mean, he could say, once the regular season approaches that, we're changing up the lineup. We're going to have a center starting next to Anthony Davis, who will play power forward, the type of scenario. But you never know. It's just maybe that will change throughout the season, but you never know. But at the moment, the center position is a big question mark at the moment. Jackson Hayes is the potential runner-up to be part of the rotation for the second unit. But at the same time, there's a possibility that, Christian Coloco could compete and outplay Jackson Hayes maybe during practice or maybe preseason. You never know. Things may open the doors for competition for the center role. And let's not forget Colin Castleton is in the conversation as well. So because of Christian Wood, due to his injury and the time limit of his return, he could potentially return in December. So that is a long ways away for his potential return to the Lakers and to the rotation. So it's a sad reality, but that's why we went after Christian Coloco. So yeah, I mean, but if I had to pick, I would pick Christian Coloco. He has more of an upside for me, especially during his times with the Toronto Raptors. Even though it has been a year that he hasn't played basketball, I mean, there's still a possibility that maybe things will start to get back to him and his skill set and how he plays the game. Maybe it will work out at the end. You never know. But at the moment, it is Jackson Hayes. But I would rather have Christian Coloco be part of the rotation for the second unit behind Anthony Davis at the center position. So, and then after that, the rotation kind of varies when it comes to the who will play a couple of minutes here and there for a certain lineup in games. Bronny James will work his way into playing with his dad at one point, and it's going to be a historic moment for sure. He's more likely, what I've been hearing, he could play shooting guard at times, but maybe he'll play point guard. You never know. And then you have Jalen Hood-Schifino, who is a point guard. I mean, pure point guard. So he will vary in that particular position as well. And then Cam Reddish will work his way to either being part of the second unit, or he could potentially be part of just out of the rotation. Maybe you never know. So he could work his way a couple of times playing in Lakers games, but you never know. And then there's a player that escapes me at the moment, but I don't know who plays. Oh, Maxwell Lewis could potentially be part of the rotation as well. And then at the center position, it could be Christian Wood once he returns, or it could be Colin Castleton as well, or maybe Christian Coloco. You never know. So that's the roster that we have for you guys. I mean, it's the same roster, only no Taurean Prince and Spencer Dinwiddie. So it is the situation where. For obvious reasons, the Lakers did not make any moves in free agency because of the CBA rules and free agency, and that just kind of ruined how teams can deal with trades and all that. And we're going to hear a lot in the next couple of days of what Rob Pelinka has to say about what went down in free agency, why he didn't make any moves. I really can't wait to what he has to say about that. And I will potentially maybe go live when it comes to his response in media day when reporters talk to the GMs and all that. So it's going to be very interesting what he has to say. And if he says that there was just not a lot of trades out there that were reasonable when it comes down to it. What I mean by that, I mean teams fleecing the Lakers. If he brings up that type of narrative, then I would understand why that he not make any moves in free agency because of that. I mean, teams are going to do whatever it takes to really ruin the Lakers when it comes to their assets. And we witnessed that, during a couple of rumors that were out when it came to Jeremy Grant and the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, they were asking for, at one point when I saw like a report out there, that there were 2 first-round picks for Jeremy Grant, and I immediately told, like when I went live actually a couple of months ago, said, that should not happen. As much as I like, Jamal, sorry, not Jamal, the Jeremy Grant fitting with the Lakers, he is not worth 2 first round picks. I mean, not even 1, I mean, in my opinion, but, um, that's what teams are doing now. They're trying to fleece the Lakers on their assets, and that's just a sad reality. But if Rob Pelinka brings that up and say in that sort of narrative, then yeah, I'll probably agree with that type of narrative. But if he just says that, there just weren't any trades out there and we just didn't see any fit or whatever he says that just doesn't make sense for potential trades that were out there, then there's going to be a lot of criticisms for sure of why he did not make any moves at the trade. Sorry, in free agency, or at least making trades to improve the roster. So yeah, I mean that is the. I really can't wait for that particular media day with the GMs and coaches a couple of days from now. So really looking forward to what Rob Pelinka and even JJ Redick what he has to say when it comes to the Lakers and their expectations moving forward. So really can't wait for that. But guys, other than that, I mean, this was a really good announcement of what JJ Redick had to uh, say on Zach Lowe's podcast. Usually we don't really see head coaches making announcements that quick. Sometimes they make it like mid preseason or maybe after preseason when it comes to their announcements of not just the starting lineup but the rotations. I mean, that's why I think we're going to have a much better idea of how the rotation will look like or in the announcements will be. But we kind of have an idea what the rotation will look like, and even I mentioned it already. Um, but it's just nice to know that we kind of have an idea of who will be in the starting lineup, and I kind of predicted it, and most of us really, Lakers Nation, Laker fans out there, we all really predicted really of who's going to be in the starting lineup, and what JJ had to say about it was just logic. I mean, the Lakers went 20 and 10, 20 and 10 with this starting lineup. I mean, that's talking about a missed opportunity of what Darvin Ham should have done in the beginning of the season. But obviously, with that particular year, he went with favoritism. And that was really why the downfall of the relationship in the locker room and kind of broken apart, and lots of players, lost respect for the coach, and it kind of fractured the locker room because of it. So he picked Torian Prince all because he had a great preseason. I was fooled. Okay, I was one of them. I said Torian Prince deserved to be in the starting lineup because of his shooting, and look how that turned out. It did not turn out well, and the Lakers were losing games. And what would have happened if Rui Hachimura was part of the starting lineup? I mean, could we went more than potentially 20 and 10? Maybe we could have went, I don't know, 30 and 10. You never know, but that could have been a possibility. But now we get to really witness it on day one of the regular season in 2024 and 2025. So, it's really a smart move for, JJ Redick to say that, that's what his mindset is. He doesn't want to fracture. Well, it's not technically what he said, but the way I got it from his chat with Zach Lowe was that he wants the same scheme, same mindset of how this team was last season, and that's just a smart idea. But at the same time, the defense though is going to be lacking for sure for the Lakers team, especially the offensive side of the ball. But the offensive rebounding side of the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. So it is a situation where maybe they need to improve that during training camp, grab those offensive rebounds and practice on that sort of end of the ball. But I think JJ Redick will really focus on that, than what Darvin Ham should have done, during practice and, during training camp and all that. So maybe this time around, maybe with a better mind and a better look on things for JJ Redick, maybe things will improve on that particular area of the Lakers game going into the new NBA season. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it was just a missed opportunity for Darvin Ham. I mean, when it came to having Rui Hachimura start in the beginning of the regular season last year. He went with favoritism, and that was the reality. And you I was fooled when it came to that particular idea. But obviously, when it came down to it, I mean, the Lakers just or Darvin Ham really just went with his gut on that one and just didn't work out. So hopefully, with JJ Redick, things will be in a much better situation for the Lakers going into this season. And there's a lot of promise, really. I mean, I have full confidence that, when it comes down to it, I mean, the Lakers will, uh, you know, be better off with this starting lineup than what was the previous one was. But even though Torian Prince is gone, I mean, so you have to go with the best players available going into the NBA season. So, and that's just the reality of what it is right now. So until the trade deadline, or maybe once the deadline to trade players in December, maybe the Lakers will look for trades out there to improve the roster. And there's still a possibility of finding another big out there. So in visa trade. So, it is a situation there for the Lakers to make. So hopefully they do, because we really need some better improvements in the rotation for sure. So hopefully it happens very, very soon. So, but yeah, I mean, before I end this live stream, guys, there was a comment that that was made today from a former Laker in Patrick Beverley, who said that Rui Hachimura is the X factor for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't really agree on a lot of things of what Patrick Beverley says half the time, especially when it comes to his, you know, comments half the time. I mean, I just ignore them. But when it came down to this statement that he put out when it came to Rui Hachimura, I have to say, guys, this is the truth. I mean, this is the reality of the situation that I think could potentially happen, for Rui Hachimura going into this NBA season. I think he is the X factor. When it comes to his offensive side of the ball, there's times where he does show up. And, even though last season he had a bad start, he only let it up when it came to December, where things really took off for the Lakers at one point. Or no, actually, no, it didn't. But, there was times when, or let me rephrase that. There was a lot of amazing things that he did, maybe during that time, but it was all because that Darvin Ham was holding him back half the time. So we didn't see the actual greatness from Rui Hachimura when it came down to his ability to really help the Lakers out at key moments, at key situations in games, when we actually really needed him half the time. But this is the reality. This is a sad reality. But you know, things will be different now for sure going into this NBA season. But to really think about it, guys, I think he really is the X factor. I actually have to agree with Patrick Beverley when it came down to it. I really think that he has the upside of being an X factor, and he even said that he could be the second option for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's not really out of the question, really. I mean, I think that if anything, he should really show up in this regular season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let it up, really. I mean, and he even said that he can be like the next Kyle Kuzma, which I think is the reality. I mean, I think he can be the next, Kyle Kuzma for us. Going into this regular season, being like the third or second option for the team. So, and even though D'Angelo Russell last season was kind of the second and third option for us. And, he did let it up in the regular season. I mean, when it comes to regular season, I mean, he is an all-star caliber guy. But when it comes down to the postseason, he's a no-show. But, if we have a Rui Hachimura that we can obviously have in the postseason, Rui Hachimura, playoff Rui in the regular season, I think we can win games when it comes down to his ability to step up for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and he can honestly be the next Kyle Kuzma for us of maybe 2020, 2021, maybe 2019, where he was just laying it up, during his time with the Los Angeles Lakers. And it was great. Hopefully we can see that from Rui Hachimura, but, it's just sort of remains to be seen about that. But there's potential for Rui Hachimura to really lit it up for the Lakers for sure. So really can't wait. Really can't wait to see what he brings to the table for the Los Angeles Lakers, and maybe he does lit it up. Maybe you have a monstrous season. You never know. So other than that, guys, I mean, I really appreciate all of you for joining me on this live stream. I think I said what I had to say when it comes to the unveiling of the starting lineup. It was a bit predictable, as I said, and I think most of us predicted really of the Lakers starting lineup as as what it is right now. It's the starting lineup will be you know. D'Angelo Russell at the point guard position. Then you have Austin Reaves at the shooting guard. And then the small forward will be Rui Hachimura, and then power forward will be LeBron. And the center position will go to Anthony Davis. And like I said, it sort of remains to be seen what the rotation will look like. We have an idea of who'll be in the rotation, but at the moment is Gabe Vincent, Max Christie. Then you have either Dalton Connect or Cam Reddish, and then Vando will be the power forward. Then the center at this moment will go to Jackson Hayes, but I personally want Christian Coloco, and then there's Bronny James, and there's Maxwell Lewis, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, and then you have either Colin Castleton, Christian Coloco, either way, and also Christian Wood as well once he returns from reevaluation after 8 weeks. So there's that particular possibility, and that's the starting lineup and the rotations. How things work out sort of remains to be seen. But as we all know now, the starting lineup is official, and that's what it should have been last season. But now things have a much better light now going into the regular season, and I really can't wait to get to see how they play in preseason. I really can't wait for that. And as I already talked about, training camp begins on October 1st. Before will be media day on September 30th. So, really can't wait to what the players have to say on media day and what they think about JJ Redick and the expectations going into the regular season and all that. It's kind of like the honeymoon phase of every single NBA season for beginning of NBA season for all teams. So really, really looking forward to that. And also I'm looking forward to what Rob Pelinka has to say in the next couple of days for the media day for GMs and coaches. So really can't wait to hear what they have to say for sure. And it's going to be a very exciting season. As much as I want to be very optimistic of what I want to see from this Lakers team moving forward into this new NBA season, even though this is the same roster and there's still some flaws from this Lakers team that we should improve on. This is the reality of what we have at the moment. And I just hope that maybe the Lakers will make some moves either at the trade deadline or maybe once December deadline for players to be available for trades. Maybe the Lakers will make that type of moves. Or things may happen in preseason. You never know. Players could, pop up when it comes to cutting, and you never know. Maybe the Lakers will look at them to potentially make some sort of move, or maybe they'll make a trade before the regular season. You never know. So anything could happen. Anything could happen that the Lakers could improve on will be beneficial for them. But at the moment, this is what we have. But I'm optimistic that the Lakers will have a much better improved season than they had last season. So for sure. So guys, I really want to thank every single one of you for joining me. I saw a comment here from Daniel. He's a regular contributor to Los Angeles, to the ZSN, channel for the Lakers. And yo to you too, Daniel. I really appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much. And I really want to know all of your thoughts and opinions, guys, in the comment section down below. Like this video or this live stream and subscribe to the channel. And I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown me all over social media and, of course, on this channel, ZSN on YouTube. Please be sure to hit that notification bell for the Lakers post-game show on ZSN. It is returning once the NBA season opener begins, and especially for Lakers basketball on day one of the regular season. So it is returning. If you guys want to be part of the live streams, make sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. And if you comment in the live streams, I will display your comments and we will get into conversations of your thoughts and opinions about the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to games and just in general, really, of the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it's that type of year where, and I personally love them. I love your conversation, your thoughts, and your opinions when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I really enjoy talking about them. So, especially getting into the conversations of either the game and the analysis or certain players not stepping up in their roles and or just in general really of the Lakers when it comes to their um, trade rumors and potential players that the Lakers should target in potential trades as well. So I really enjoy these type of conversations for sure. And if you guys just stay tuned, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and comment in my live streams to come. It'll be really great, when it comes down to that. So, really looking forward to it. I really can't wait to the returns of the Lakers post game shows on CSN. I really miss those. So, it is, the return of the regular season when that happens. So, make sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and of course, follow me all across social media. I mean, we have a big following on Facebook as well. I mean, we have about 9,000 followers or likes or whatever you call them, followers on Facebook. And we have a good following as well on Instagram and as well as TikTok and on X via Twitter. So, the links will be in the description of this live stream. So you guys check me out on social media. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel once again. And I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown me all across social media. And if you guys continue to show me the love support, please make sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. That will help me know that you guys want to see more of ZSN on YouTube and hear my thoughts and my opinions about everything about the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to news, rumors, updates, speculations about the Los Angeles Lakers. So, it's just, I really appreciate it, all of you, for your continued love and support. I mean, without you guys, this channel will not exist without your love and support. And it's because of you guys that this channel continue to go, and it's all because of you. So I want to thank you once again, and I want to thank every single one of you for joining me on this live stream. And once again, follow me all across social media, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.